Hey guys, Megan with Barn Besties here on location at my wonderful friend Susie's house.
Hi guys.
And we're here today to check out her riding arena.
Yeah. Well, so since we have such a small piece of property, we're under an acre and we have only a few horses here, but I wanted an area big enough to train dressage horses and maybe do a little bit of jumping. We left the arena so that a short dressage court, a 20 by 40 dressage court, fits in this arena with space around it to ride around. Because we're on such small acreage, this arena has to double as my turnout. So we took the fencing that I had, which was welded wire, and I put it along the perimeter of the property so that there's a very tall fence that they can't get their head or legs through. And then we need to get a few more panels because we're using our preferred panels as temporary fencing.
Okay. For this end.
Because I ran out of welded wire.
Yep.
So
now, do you also, sorry to interrupt, do you also use the welded wire to prevent like coyotes, maybe dogs coming in, or is it mainly just
the coyotes can jump that so easily?
So they can jump that?
Yeah, they can easily get over that.
Wow.
Our next door neighbors, if you look, see the little white sticks?
Yes.
That's a hot wire.
Yes.
And that fence is also connected to the next house down.
Yep.
And that hot wire is to keep the coyotes out because they go and eat his chickens.
And does the hot wire actually work?
Oh yeah,
it does.
And when it's damp and my horses hear it while I'm riding, they get a little bit excited.
Okay. But they can jump in on yours. Oh.
They can,
but they don't.
But they.
Or do they?
They do.
They do.
I am sure what my dog is doing right now is sniffing where they've been.
Oh, sneaky little guys.
They're pretty prolific. I mean, the area behind us is a nature preserve. So we have big cats, we have bobcats, we have lynx, we have mountain lion.
Whoa.
There's one mountain lion that we know of that's kind of a sable-y color, and we've kind of watched him grow up because when I was on the other side of the river, if you see the rooftops straight out, see where the red is? Yeah, that's my old farm.
Wow.
That is my old farm.
That's wild.
It's pretty weird that we moved so far away.
Yeah.
But this nature area behind us is the Santa Ana River Basin, and there's horse trails through it. There's wild pigs in there. There's all sorts of bird life, but there's also fire danger.
Okay.
And so when we looked at this property, one of the major appeals of the property was all of this area is a fire break. If you notice, if you want to turn around and kind of look, we don't have a lot of trees on our property because trees catch fire.
Right.
And
they cause all that debris that starts on fire that people generally don't. And I wouldn't have time to pick it up.
Well, if you have a lot, then you certainly do have a lot to clean up. And we do natural weed abatement because I don't want poisons here on the property. And where you can see there's some space between our property line fence and the arena fence at that end. See how it's all cleared? The dirt's a little bit darker?
Yep.
We clear that by hand.
Okay.
And we tried to make it so that there's as little to clear as possible.
Yep.
Because it's a lot of work.
And that's not something I would ever think about, but when you're in these states that are hot, that have fire, that's a natural occurrence, that's something to think about is where you place your arena. And it can be a fire break. And now, with this arena, have you redone the footing since you've owned it?
The base of this arena is decomposed granite, which is... Okay, I'm going to talk to our cameraman. If you walk over to the edge where it's built up, you can see the decomposed granite. This is the base. This dirt right here, that's the base.
And how many inches do you think that is?
This end has a lot.
Wow.
This end has 18 inches.
Oh, whoa.
And then that end. Don't film it while she's pooping. Okay. That end of the arena had to be cut down a little bit. This one came up 18 inches. So the property has a slope.
Okay.
And there is enough of a slope that the arena drains.
Okay.
But then we went ahead and put what we call concrete wash sand on top of it. So there's no rocks.
Yep.
It's been what's it called? Sifted. So that there's no rocks. It's just sand. And when this is wet, this footing is really good.
Okay.
When it's really dry, it kind of moves under the horse's feet.
Yep.
And I have a hose right now. If you want to see my beautiful watering system, this is my hose. It takes me hours to water my arena. But I haven't decided exactly how I want to water it.
Yep.
So I'm not going to do it until I decide what I want.
Yeah.
So right now we just pull the hose out, put the sprinkler out, turn it on, move it in 25 minutes, and then move it again in 25 minutes, and then move it again. Gotcha. And I can water it enough that unless it's really hot, it'll stay wet for 24, 48 hours. I'm not watering it today because we're expecting rain tomorrow, and we're expecting a lot of rain. So I'm gonna wait.
And when it rains, does the footing ever move?
We will see.
Okay.
Because the sand is different than it was last year.
Okay.
Last year, I ended up with a bit of a puddle right here.
Okay.
And we've been trying to fix the puddle by just moving the sand around and redistributing it, because it was the sand that was the problem, not the base.
Gotcha.
So we didn't have to laser level it or anything.
Gotcha.
Which we actually didn't laser level it. It was pretty good to begin with.
Is there anything you would change? Anything you love?
I need shade.
You need shade?
I need someplace to sit and have shade, because I have clients who haul in for lessons, and I'll sit to teach, and it's just hot.
Are you going to maybe have a gazebo, or are you thinking about
that for the future? I am thinking about making a somewhat of a makeshift gazebo out of used doors.
Cool.
Like antique type doors, but that's just because I'm weird.
Yeah. I can't wait. I want to come back in a year or maybe two.
I'd like to
when
put
you're
it
finished
that section
in
over
that
there.
corner.
See where the fence section's laying down?
Yep.
That actually blew down in the winds we had last week.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I left it there because I just didn't get to put anything back up. But yeah, that was leaning against the arena fence, and off it went.
Wow.
But this fence, which isn't connected to the ground, we put these water barrels.
Yeah.
These are full of water.
Prevent it to fall over.
So that when the wind blew from the arena towards the barns, it wouldn't fall over, and it worked.
Wow.
And if you look over there,
those
barrels started off over there.
Oh, no way.
And they were on the other side of that white truck.
Yeah.
And that's where they ended up. I don't even know when they moved.
Probably.
We had a lot of wind.
Yeah. Well, you had 80-mile-an-hour winds, so that's something to think about when you're building a farm.
And a gazebo.
Yeah.
And a gazebo made out of used doors. They fall over.
I think that is awesome. Yeah. Cool.
But that's it. I mean, I'd love to have trees and I'd love to have landscaping, but because of the fire danger, I don't think it's going to happen. But when I ride, I have the view of the river, which now it's the time of year that it's brown and not so pretty. But we have bald eagles out there. We have really big hawks. We have a lot of vultures, and the bird life is just amazing. And while you're riding, sometimes they'll come sit on the fence with me.
Oh, really?
I have the neighbor next door rescued a hawk, and it comes back and visits her. And it's so funny because it's tame. It's really tame. It's a wild bird, but it's not afraid of us. Yeah. And it comes and sits on our fence, and if Linda's out in the barn, it'll come.
How awesome!
It's pretty cool.
They know.
Yeah.
You guys are friends. Wow, what a great story.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, thank you, Susie. Thank you for sharing with Barn Besties. We really appreciate it. And you guys, hit the like button. Make some comments. Definitely share with your besties. And of course, subscribe so we can keep making these videos. Thank you for watching.
Bye.